What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Beastly Thoughts Show live, episode 98. The Division beta is upon us this weekend, so we're going to talk about that a lot. We also got a lot of news. We got 9 to 5 Gamers, we got Robbie, and we got the Beastly Gamer here. So let's get into it. Let's start off with what you've been playing. Let's save the Division till after, so we'll all talk about the Division together.
Sounds good.
Let's start. Robbie, you want to go first, or you got a problem with that like you did last week?
Yes. No, it's fine. So other than, of course, obviously everyone's been playing the Division beta for the most part this week, I've also been playing a lot of Halo 5 Guardians, because that multiplayer with friends is so much fun. And I love that they keep adding new maps to the game, they add new gear to unlock.
They're supporting it very well.
Yeah, and they make it addicting because you want to buy these gold rec packs and try and get like this new armor, and like there's so much to unlock, and I just love that multiplayer. It's so much fun. Always get back into it. Also been playing a lot of Guitar Hero Live because that game is surprisingly addicting. I am getting very good at Guitar Hero again, and I love it.
This is the one that has like the on-demand service, right, where you basically watch music videos and play along?
Yeah, it's music videos, and then there's even like a couple channels which they're always streaming new music, and then they add that to the game. There's always new songs being added every week. Like, I love the way they've delivered this game. It's really well done.
That is a cool feature. It's something that came out of left field for me for Guitar Hero, and it's just a cool feature.
It is. I love the game. Like, I like this more than the old games. I really do. I love the format they've taken, and I think it's just super fun. And there's always something new to come back to, just like Halo 5. There's always something if you enjoy that game and want to keep coming back. That's that.
All right, 9 to 5. What have you been playing this week? That's that, baby.
Why don't you hit somebody up when you play Halo? Shoot me a message, man. I'll play Halo. I like Halo. It's fucking dope.
Sounds good.
I can't play Guitar Hero. I bought it. I can't play it. My fingers don't work that way anymore, so I can't play. I think I'm too old.
I was gonna say old man arthritis.
Man,
I understand.
it sucks.
I've been replaying Ori and the Blind Forest. I've been messing around with that again because that game is phenomenal. And I've been finishing up Lego Dimensions. I played Iron Banner, of course.
Did you beat Ori yet?
I did. I beat it once, and I'm playing it again because that game is phenomenal.
I haven't beaten that game yet, and it's kind of like on my pile of shame right now. So I want to keep playing it, but it's a time investment game because it's so hard.
Oh yeah, and the thing is it's for a while there they had that save broken thing where people would save at the wrong point, and they would just be in a continuous loop of death.
Yeah.
And they messed up, and then they patched that, so that's fixed now. So no one has that problem. So now's the time to play it with that fix.
Anything else you've been playing?
Well, other than Division, Iron Banner. I played Iron Banner and I finished that. I got nothing. I got a ghost, but and I got the headpiece. I got the Warlock head.
The
I only did
PlayStation
it on my
exclusive
Warlock.
one?
Yeah, I only did it on my Warlock. So.
Yeah, I was gonna complete all three characters with this week because of the cool stuff they were offering. I really like that auto rifle, not the auto rifle. What's the gun there?
The scout
rifle. I really like that scout rifle, and I really like that PlayStation exclusive armor. I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
But for reasons that will be explained later, I got sidetracked.
Did anybody notice
like he got disconnected?
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Well, I'm just gonna shoot him a quick invite.
5 minutes in the show, it's already gone. Oh.
He's got kids on the internet. I have the same problem. I have to turn off Wi-Fi when I start a show like this. Otherwise, the kids suck up all the internet. They're like little internet succubuses. Is it succubuses or succubi?
Succubi.
Succubi?
Okay. For your kids.
It's amazing how many times I run into that one.
Pretty much right now, all the way until Division comes out, I'm just going to clean up my backlog. I'm going to beat like a bunch of stuff like Far Cry. I still haven't beaten. I'm beating Dimensions. I'm going to beat like a bunch of shit that's really quick that I can just bang out. The Transformers game I'm going to finish. So
sounds good. Yeah, Far Cry Primal is coming out at the end of next month too, so that's coming pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that. Love Far Cry. And the Stone Age is probably my favorite time in history, so I'm super looking forward to it. I love prehistoric stuff.
What do you think of that Wild game, since we're waiting?
Oh, wonderful. Looks like an awesome game. But it's just been so long. They announced that game like Gamescom, I want to say 2014. It's just been a while. But it looks amazing.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were talking about that one that was released or launched at Tokyo Game Show this year. That was like, it was like this guy running through the forest and he could like think you could turn into a bird or something.
Yeah,
You could fight bears.
Yeah,
that's wild. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
You
game.
can basically transform into any animal you want. You're like a shapeshifter almost. It's super cool though.
You
Far
fight
Cry.
cannibals. That game looks sick.
Yeah, Far Cry looks like that game only in first person instead of third person. It's like
Basically.
you guys took almost the same idea because you can control birds, but you don't like in the wild. You like in a sense like become friends with them and gain like respect with them. In Far Cry, you just like get all these animals that are your buddies. You can like you can ride a bear in the wild game too, can't you? Can't you get on the back of one?
Yeah, you can. That's right. And in Far Cry Primal, you can ride like a bear, you can ride a saber-toothed tiger, and you can feed them and pet them, and it's like, oh man, that's so awesome. And you can ride a woolly mammoth too.
So cute.
So sold on that. Oh, it'd be so good.
So I already talked about what I've been playing other than The Division is Iron Banner was really it. That's what PvP is what's keeping me in Destiny right now is just kind of trying to improve my skills. I feel like I got pretty good at PvP or at the Crucible, and then I played so much PvE that I just like lost my skill set there. So I've been trying to like get it back. I'm not sure if I'm just getting older and slower or if the Destiny community is getting better at PvP. Because I used to go in there and just wreck. I did. I just walk in there and just like I pull out anything and just start wrecking people. But now everybody's using sniper rifles and they're top of the meta, and it's gotten harder.
Briar, they gave people a reason to finally play it, and like you don't have to win. You can just do those bounties, level your shit up, and you're still gonna get gear. So now everybody wants a piece. So now everyone's learning, which is smart.
Yeah, that's true. When the game first came out, there's really no reason to go into Crucible.
That totally reminds me, Briar, of the question. Do you remember on your video, you answered the question I asked you, how does being an old man affect your skill in Destiny? You're like, Robbie's obviously trolling. I'm like, no, happening.
I want to know well in advance where my enemies are coming from. That's all I'm going to say. Radar is a good thing as you get older. Those twitch reflex get a little bit slower.
Especially if you're not sound whoring. If you're not sound whoring, you need a radar, man. Like if you can have your shit. Like if you don't have a really nice pair of headset or like a really good surround sound, you might as well just look at the map constantly.
Yeah, Call of Duty Ghosts. I think that's one of the reasons I was better at that game than other games like it, is because you could sound whore like crazy in that game.
Certain games, Battlefield, the last Battlefield, not 4, the one before that, 3, you could sound whore so bad. Battlefield 4, it's almost like there's a sound bug where they shoot, but it sounds like it's echoing no matter what.
I've heard that, yeah. Battlefield 4 was weird with that stuff.
All right, Beastly, what have you been playing other than The Division?
Oh God, this week has been a crazy week. We like to play in this family board games type of game. So we got this game called Fibbage, which is
like an Alexa playing guitar over there? What's going on?
I can't even understand what the hell he's saying right now.
Oh man, Beastly, kick your kids off the internet.
Get them off Pornhub. Like really, it is going bad.
Tell them to log off of Pornhub. That's right.
I'm gonna say stop torrenting midget porn.
Oh man. All right, so once we get Beastly back, we'll try and hear what he's been talking about. But
man, that's rough.
that was as bad as I've ever heard.
That was really...
Until then, I want to know what you guys have been thinking about The Division. So I'd like to split this discussion up into two parts: the outside the Dark Zone and the inside the Dark Zone, because it almost feels like two different games to me, and even has two different leveling systems.
Okay. So who's going? You go first.
Well, let's set it up, right? So the Division beta is out right now. Everybody's been playing it. It's pretty popular. There's basically two versions of this game, right? Is you go in and you play like a normal role-playing game. You got guns that are upgradable, Call of Duty style. You can find guns, you can find armor, you can find gear, you can find customizable outfits and stuff. You know, it's pretty customizable as far as an RPG goes, and it's a really cool setting. This New York setting that's like just post-apocalypse, right? It's like weeks after the apocalypse. It feels like. I don't know that much about the story. It's a very cool setting. And then there's the second part where you go into the Dark Zone and it becomes a PvP event, which is very cool. So what do you guys think about the PvE version of The Division?
I think it's fun. I mean, alone, I had semi-enjoyment with it, but with friends, it's especially a lot easier clearing missions. I mean, it's a lot of fun because it reminds me of Destiny, especially if we play a mission over again on a harder difficulty, and we just want to kill the final boss and see what loot he dropped. Like if we got an M4 or something like that, it's a lot of fun. Like I think the Dark Zone is what's going to make this game last. I think that's what people are going to go towards more, but I think the PvE side of things is really fun. Like I liked a lot of the missions. I liked exploring the world. It felt really cool. Just the world is gorgeous. It looks amazing. It
does look good.
Devastated, and it's really interesting to explore.
They only give you one mission and I think 3 side missions total, so there's not a whole lot of.
And there's encounters and stuff like that. Like they're kind of little missions where you go kill a bunch of enemies and you kind of stuff like that, but. I still enjoyed it. I mean, the shooting's excellent in the game. Like, it's just fun. I really enjoyed it. It's just a lot of fun.
9 to 5. What did you think about the PvE part?
The PvE part, well, you got to look at it in the aspect of what we could do in the game. We got you could get 20% of the medical spot done. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then that kind of gives you an idea of how much content's going to actually be on the game. Whether we're going to see whether we're going to be able to get fully 100% on all those sections, who knows? They may cut that out and you might not get 100%, but I'm assuming if you look at it, they're going to give you 100% of everything. You're going to be able to level that fully up. If you can do that, that's going to be a lot of content. That's going to be a lot of different missions, not including the side missions, because you only get percentages when you do main quest type things, you know?
Yeah.
Or come back with materials. So, and I like the amount of the different varieties of enemies so far. You know, we've seen the flamethrower guys. We've seen the guys.
Those guys are super cool, yeah.
The crazy dudes that run at you with bats, you know. I hope they have suicide bomber dudes in here. I hope they have like dudes that are just gonna come out and blow themselves up.
Yeah.
I hope they have some crazy enemies, and I'm more stoked to see what the raids are about. You know, I hope they don't show us before the game comes out, because I think the more you show us, the more you give us, it's almost hurting you in a sense, because people are like already like, oh, we've seen this shit already, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a big difference between the Destiny Alpha and Beta and the Division Beta, is that I feel like this is much more of like a tantalizing glimpse at the future of what this game holds, whereas Destiny really gave you like the first quarter of the game.
Yeah, it was almost too long.
Yeah, they let you get like basically a quarter of the game done, right?
Yeah.
You definitely don't have that feeling once you've kind of hit the max level for the betas. You've done one main mission, which is good. I like the mission. It was fun.
Yeah.
They let you do it on hard mode, which is nice. It adds some replayability. If you do it multiple times, you can get different loot drops, which is another nice way to kind of level up your character. They show you 3 of the side missions, which I think, you know, they're definitely side missions, but they're kind of cool enough. If those things are like littered throughout the map, there's going to be a lot of stuff to do.
Do you think the encounters are just like public events in Destiny in a sense? You know, because every time I go on the game, there's like different encounters and they're everywhere on the map.
Those are more missions
random
to me,
like public events.
Maybe
they could be. It might be like they're definitely not instanced, right? Like it doesn't seem like they are. Like if you're running through there and there's another guy just happened to run by, maybe you can both like join in and do it together.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, like, I don't mean in that aspect. I mean in the way they spawn in, because every time I go on, the map tends to have a new encounter on it, like anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And they're like random. It seems like they're randomly generated for whatever reason. I don't know if that's the way the beta is or if that's the way the actual game's going to be.
Yeah, those encounters I think are a step below the side missions, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Side missions, there were 3 specific ones. Once you've done them, you don't see them again, right?
Yep. The encounters are always going to be there. Like you can log on right now and continue to do encounters, and they're the same in the beta. They're the same few that we've done, but who knows in the actual real game if they're going to be like so many of them? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
I also like how, like you were saying, is that you can only fill up 20% of your medical tree, right? You've got a base. You've got a medical base, you got a technology base. I think you got, what's the third one?
Security, I think.
Is it security?
Yep. I think it is.
You can't upgrade the other 2 at all, and you can only upgrade your medical base to 2. And then you've got your kind of abilities, which you can only get a certain number of done in the beta. You know, and they don't even really show you what the other ones are going to be. They just say locked out for the beta. And then there's also perks and talents, which you can't access at all.
There's also the crafting system as well, which is
the crafting system, which is not available at all. They show you how you get parts for it by doing those.
Yeah, and then every time you break down a weapon, you get weapon parts or material on top of it, which is cool. Destiny, I'm just saying.
Totally.
They took a lot of awesome stuff from Destiny, and hopefully they like mix and match them, dude. I'm all for it.
Yeah, the crafting I think could be really fun, especially if you can really get custom stuff, right? Like if you can really customize your character through that crafting system, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think about the main story? Like, is that something that you're going to be interested in taking a look at? Like that first story mission kind of gives you a glimpse at what it's kind of going to be like. It doesn't give you much of a glimpse at what the story of the game is going to be, but
yeah, I mean, I think those missions are definitely going to be fun playing through with friends. I can't wait to just blow through it. Even if the story is kind of so-so, I think this game is really going to be about the multiplayer experience. And like, I think they said there's going to be around 10 story missions, which is a good amount. And then obviously we have side missions. Yeah, 10 story missions, so maybe about 10 hours long, I'm thinking they said. And of course, every time you unlock like a new part of the medical wing or the security wing, it unlocks these new encounters and missions. Like, this game really does seem like it's going to have a good wealth of content, and I'm excited for that. I'm really optimistic that this game is going to turn out well.
Because that story mission was cool, and I liked how you could do the hard mode, and it seemed to scale depending on how many players you brought in there.
Yeah,
and what level those players were.
We did it on level 8,
hard.
And it was tough. It was really tough, but we got really good loot from the final guy, and it was awesome. It was so worth it.
Yeah, it is tough if you go in there at level 8 with a full fire team.
And obviously, we didn't start in the beginning, you know, because we got dropped in. We were level 5 right out the gate. So are you going to start at 1? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's prior to? Unless they just leveled you up, they dropped you off at 5, but you saw it from the beginning. You saw, like, okay, that Japanese lady with the eye patch drops you off, right? And she's like, oh, blah, 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 you got to go do this. Maybe that is the first mission, and that's how it starts, but you start at actually level 1, you know? So
I was wondering if they just didn't want to make it too hard right off the bat.
I was wondering that too, because think of the grinding that you're going to have to do in the beginning of the game to become to the level where you have to do the first mission, in a sense, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's nice.
I feel like there will be some sort
when games make they make that first like story bit far away. The Witcher did this for me.
Yeah.
Whereas like you start playing and it's like it takes a while for it to get going. I want you to grab me right off the bat.
Well, shit. The Witcher, when you thought it was the end, you played for another 9 hours after that, and then it was finally the end.
That's what I heard too.
All right, so anybody else got anything they want to say about PvE before we move to the Dark Zone?
I want to say real quick. Oh, okay. You're moving to the Dark Zone. Okay.
Well, if you got something more about PvE.
I think the game is probably going to open, you know, there will be some sort of cinematic cutscene explaining how the world is in the situation it's in. Like, why are we in a post-apocalypse? Like, society's just breaking down and there is this huge, you know, battle. Like, I'm sure we're going to get some sort of intro. I don't think the start to the beta is going to be what's the start to the actual game. So we'll have to see how that turns out.
I like how they use actual names of places. Like when they said what arena do you go in?
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. They say that on the intercom, go to Madison Square Garden. That's cool.
That's really cool.
I mean, that in a sense is better than anything you could do in a video game because it's real. It's real life. It's actual place, you know?
It looks phenomenal, too. It looks like New York City.
The weather, man.
The
weather in this game is nuts.
The transition that goes from daylight to nighttime looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Gorgeous game.
Those storms, like, it changes how you have to approach combat.
Yeah, and if you're in a firefight, you're like, man, like, when you have a rogue coming up to you and you can't barely see his ass, it's like, what the fuck is going on here?
It's really funky.
Like, I wish there was a way to quickly switch. So you have a primary and a secondary, and then your pistol. I wish there was a way to quickly switch because I like to run around with my sniper rifle as my secondary.
Yeah.
But man, during those snowstorms, that thing is nearly useless because I can't see anything that far away.
I also like the way you can map the controllers. You know what I'm saying? You can map to, okay, you want health to be L1 or R1, you can do that, or you want your grenade to be L1 or R1. You can, like, map it in a sense of how you want to play, which is genius.
Yeah. And the menu system for this game is awesome.
Hell yeah.
They did a really good job on this because there's a lot of complex systems in there, just with inventory management, the way you can you can kind of queue up guns for junk, so the next time you go to a vendor, you can just sell all your junk. Just getting through like the mods and all of that stuff, it's just so easy to do. In so many games, they mess that up and just make it a real pain in the ass.
Yep.
Finding friends, the way they integrated kind of setting up a group and proximity chat, like all that stuff works really well. Better on Xbox One, though, I found, with the proximity chat.
Have you ever joined a group and then joined into the Dark Zone via that computer?
No.
It's pretty slick, actually. You go up to a computer in the beginning hub area where you get dropped off, and you can go up to a computer and they'll find more guys to join your group, and then you can launch off into the Dark Zone with them.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's really cool, and it's quick, and they find people that are scaled to your level, so you're not like in there with like a number 1 or whatever. You'll be in there with like an 8 or a whatever.
Yeah. Have you guys seen any of those echoes around?
Yeah, quite a bit of them actually.
Those things are cool. I've only found 2. One of them was like a.
Are you praying that your internet stays together?
One of them was like a food truck getting robbed by looters, and that was okay. But the other one that I found was really cool. It was like those flamethrower guys, like bushwhacking like a group, and it kind of explains these guys are putting out our fires. We gotta take care of them. It's like a little sneak peek into the story that I really appreciated.
Yeah.
Did you do that whole mission where you're looking for that Asian chick, and you go through and you do all her? That was cool. The way they set that up, where you're like going and doing the echoes. And I don't know if you got the one echo where the kid was looking for his guitar. And
no, I didn't.
Instead, if you bring a guitar back to this address, I don't know if that's going to end up being a side mission in the long run, but it was like that would be cool if they added the echoes into the actual quest of the game.
That would be cool. I hope to see that. One more thing about PvE. I really like how you got to kind of constantly keep your eyes open for like open doors, open windows. One building I got into, I only got into it through the window. I had to crawl in the window, and then I was able to like go up like 4 floors up to the roof and just loot like all this building and get all sorts of cool stuff out of it. So it really pays to explore in this game.
Yeah.
Beastly.
I like that.
Beastly.
Yes.
PvE, man. We want to know what you got.
Oh, man. Well, let me just say, first of all, I apologize to everybody. I don't know what's going on here. It must be Illuminati trying to stop me.
We said to tell your kids to get off Pornhub.
Yeah.
Stop downloading.
I hope that's not what they're doing. But,
let that shit buffer, son. Let it buffer.
You're the therapist, Sleek. You gotta make sure your kids aren't doing that. You're in charge.
Let me just say, this game, for me, when I first started playing it, immediately felt different. And it felt different in a good way. It felt like something I haven't seen before, and something that was kind of familiar at the same time. The team play aspect of the game is very reminiscent for me to The Last of Us. You know, you got a team of people together. You're either trying to protect yourself, you're looting for supplies. No bitch bombs, but hey, some games just aren't perfect.
Hey,
but,
it sounds like they're going to have a bitch bomb when you put that bomb on the ground and it wheels its ass towards you.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a bitch bomb. You don't know.
I really, so far, been enjoying this game. I'm just curious as to how much more the game is going to have to offer for a full retail. The aspects of the game that I've played so far have been really enjoyable. I've really, today, for the first time, started enjoying the Dark Zone.
All right, so we talked about PvE. We wanted to start a discussion about the Dark Zone secondary.
Got you. Okay, so the PvE aspects that I've seen so far have been very fun. I told my wife, I don't know how many of these missions they can cram into the actual retail release, but if they're able to consistently update and get new content coming, this is going to be really fun for a lot of people, myself included. And it does feel very similar to that Destiny thing, where you're out in the world, you got your friends with you, you're completing missions together, and that's always really fun for me. For me, I like it feels more grounded, I guess, because it's on Earth for me, and it's more of a tactical espionage type of feel for me, too. So that's more my cup of tea than Destiny was in general.
For the last month and a half, I've seen more questions on Twitter, in Twitch chats, on YouTube. Is this game going to be a Destiny killer? Is this game going to be a Destiny killer? I think in PvE, it's definitely going to pull some people out. You know, it competes directly with the PvE in Destiny. You get to work with your friends, complete missions. Like, it's a team-based PvE kind of game. It's much slower. It doesn't have that kinetic first-person Bungie feel, but it's got that team play mechanic that I think really works.
Well, the thing is, just the little portion of the demo that we got, the beta, it feels so big. Just being out in the city, I feel like in my mind I feel like I've been to the same place numerous times, but I've gotten there so many different ways that each time it felt different. And in Destiny, everything is like a landmark. Everything you look to a certain direction, it all looks the same and it feels the same. You go through these different worlds the same way. You start in the same place. I just feel like here in the PvE, it's going to have, each time you do something, it's going to feel like it's a different experience, a different direction. It's going to feel different. And plus, it was just so much to do. I mean, and like Briar, I came in right when you were saying, when you were talking about, well, earlier, talking about losing your skill in first-person shooters. But when I came back the second time, you were talking about the PvE aspect of the game. My wife and I, earlier today, we walked around the city for about an hour and found tons of places. You said you jumped in a window. We did the same thing. We jumped in a window. We went 3 stories up. We were on a roof, and that was.
I didn't see another way into that building either. It was just an open window.
Yeah, I mean, we were just going up and down streets, looking for alleys, looking for corridors. And I don't know how much of that map is going to be accessible, but I actually stopped the game. I went to the map. I panned all the way back, and I spun all the way around. And of course, there's a little lake there and a little river. I wonder how much of this game is actually going to be playable because it looks really, really big. Huge.
It does.
I mean, as you said, like when you go up to the 3rd level, that makes sense because you think everyone's quarantined. People are trying to board their shit up. You have to climb up to get in the house. It makes sense,
Yeah.
A lot of games don't do that are like supposedly quarantined. It's like, oh, let me walk in the front door. Like, how the fuck does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to like the 3rd floor and like the stairs are boarded up.
Yeah, that's slick, man.
It feels like The Last of Us. I'll say one more thing about the PvE aspect of this game. The story seems really, really interesting so far. We know something happened during Black Friday, and it probably started at a fucking Walmart. And there was some kind of terrorist
in Florida.
attack. Yeah, Florida.
Florida ban.
Faces getting bit off.
International crisis with virus. Wipes out East Coast.
As much as the whole East Coast, damn. As much as I want to get into the PvP aspect of this game, I'm just as excited to see how this story plays out because this is kind of one of those what-if possible situations that could truly happen, in modern America. Something really bad like this can happen, on a scale of possibilities, maybe 1 out of 1,000,000, but it could really happen. And I'm anxious to see how this whole thing took place because the world's beautiful, the world is large, it feels very depressed. It just feels like everyone has lost hope. There's homeless people.
You like giving people soda cans as you go by?
Yeah. I gave a woman something for her to eat, and she was super happy, and she didn't take her clothes off or anything. Yeah. She didn't get naked, but she was really happy. But just looking at
that happy then.
Well, I should have given her
a lot of sodium.
Out in the freezing cold, Briar? Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna take my clothes off if someone gives me a soda.
What about a banana, Robbie?
Oh, fucking banana? Fucking how ripe is it?
Yeah, but it feels like a world that they can really build a lot in. And for me, any game that has a world that's this, I want to use the term distraught. It just feels like everybody has lost hope, and you're just barely clinging on to survival. There's so many different stories that can be told in this world.
Yeah.
It's just like
another impressive thing is every block looked different to me. It didn't feel like it was just like block after block of the same textures used over and over again. Yeah, you're gonna see multiple cars that look the same, right? But they do a good job of not putting them together. All the cop cars look essentially the same. They got cop SUVs that look essentially the same, but no block itself looks the same. In fact, in the Dark Zone, there's this one block that is just covered in ice.
Yeah, that's the block we were on getting our asses whooped.
Like it's just this. Now there's snow across New York, right, in the division, but this one block is just covered in ice. Like the cars are enveloped in ice, the trees are enveloped in ice, and like the building going halfway up is enveloped.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I want to know what the hell happened here to make all this ice.
Yeah. Briar, I remember when we found that. You're like, what the hell happened here? I'm like, oh, you haven't seen this yet? Yeah. It's just like a sheet of ice across the building, all over the cars. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. All right, PvE guys, the Dark Zone. First time in, what'd you think? And there goes.
And BC dropped again.
Well, we're not asking Beasley.
We'll get his thoughts at the end.
Give him his chance.
I thought right away, like, it's cool because you walk up on a random guy. Like, okay, for instance, in Destiny, when you walk up on a random guy, you're not like, hey, fucker, what are you looking at me for, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like you want to make sure that everyone is friendly. You want to be like, hey, man, like, I'm okay, I'm good.
Yeah, right? You got the emotes doing, like, claps and jumping jacks.
It's like,
We're good.
and then you end up having more people try to join your party and be like, hey, like, let's roll together by having that feel like, hey, you got to stay away, you gotta like help one another out.
It's stressful to be out there by yourself, you know, because like any team of 2 or 3 can take you out without much of a problem. Unless you sneak up on them, like if you get up behind them, maybe you can take one of them out before the other one knows what they're doing. But for the most part, it's a stressful environment. Is the baby.
Aww.
It was the baby. She's getting big, man. All right. Go, you gotta go. You gotta go with Mom. I know you're pissed. I know.
Aw.
But man, it's stressful, especially your first few times, because you don't know like what are the motives of this person who's got a gun pointed right at my goddamn skull.
Yeah.
You know?
And the extraction part is even worse. Man, you get so furious when people run up on you. You're like,
oh,
do I trust these people? Do I know, like, they're not rogue yet, but they will be when they shoot your ass, you know?
I have some tips for people at extraction
Real quick,
zones.
let me, Robbie, I want you to keep that thought in mind because I definitely want tips. But I want to just quickly explain what the darkness or the dark zone is in the Division. It's essentially the same game, right? You walk into a very specific dark zone, and it means that PvP is now an option, right? So you can now shoot enemy players or other players, and there's still PvE enemies. There's still AI controlled enemies. So that's mainly where you're going to get loot. There's also chests out there that you can loot, in certain places that you can loot. But the difference is that once you have your loot, it's contaminated, and the only way to get it out of the darkness zone and into the main game and be able to use it is to call in a chopper from very specific extraction zones, wait a minute and a half for that chopper to land or to drop a rope, attach your gear to that rope, and then it goes away and it brings it to your stash and you can get it later. But everybody on the map is alerted to the fact that you just called in an extraction, and it
totally
means that you have loot worth keeping. So if anybody else wants loot worth keeping, they are very attracted to that extraction zone.
And you can tell who has loot because they have a little bag on their back, so they know who
it's bright yellow.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie, what are your tips for the extraction zone?
So this is basically what I've really had experience with watching people in the dark zone, in the extraction zone, like to tell whether they're friendly or not, whether they're good. One of the key signs I notice is that it's a dead giveaway when someone is waiting for an extraction and they don't have loot. Right there is
that guy is around. You don't want anything to do with him.
Unless he's with a group of a couple other people and they have the loot on them, don't trust him. You're going to want to watch him. Another thing to look out for, too, is if there's one person, when the extraction zone comes, you notice he kind of backs up a little bit. He's kind of sitting there watching you guys, and he's aiming his gun slightly. He's moving around a little bit. That's an easy thing to check out, too, because they look super sketchy when you do that. Do not sit back and watch. You got to just get in there, be calm, be chill, be part of the group. Just watch out for those people because you'll see them kind of sitting back and getting ready to attack. You got to watch them.
I haven't had as much experience in the extraction zone as you have, Robbie, but a good friend of mine named Inner Black Ninja, he gave me one tip. I was with him yesterday. You guys might know this guy. He said, "Hey, Beasley, let's go help these guys with their extraction." And so I followed him over to the area.
Oh man, that was some bullshit.
And we were going to be the good Samaritans. He said, "Let's go help these guys with their extraction." And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" All right, so we're going over there to help these guys with their extraction, which we didn't know at the time included our death by the same guys. So
we don't want your help, motherfuckers. Get the hell out of here.
We're like setting up. We're like posting up and watching the stairs and shit for them. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, so you just got to be real wary of these sketchy individuals. That's the one thing about this portion of the game that really excites me is that people can go crazy at any time. It's like working in a city.
So it's hard to resist, though, isn't it? Basically, like I've been just kind of like chilling out, and like all of a sudden something flips in my fucking brain, and all of a sudden I'm shooting somebody. I'm rogue.
Dude,
right?
You know what I mean?
Everybody on the map is now chasing me. I'm like, why did I do this?
I'm going in a building and I walk through a hallway, and then all of a sudden there's a guy coming at me. I'm like, dude, you're gonna get shot, man.
I've said this numerous times during our playtime together, guys. This game reminds me of the MMO DayZ in the fact that people can be helpful or they can turn right around and stab you in the back.
Yeah.
That happens more times than not. Earlier today, my wife and I were playing, and we just went into the dark zone. As soon as we entered, there were 4 guys shooting at us. I was like,
oh yeah,
holy
that's
shit.
sometimes happens. You walk in and there's like a firefight happening. You're like, oh.
We walked in, and we were the catalyst that started the firefight.
Yeah.
As soon as they saw us, they started firing on us, and that's the one thing you got to be wary of. It feels like the whole city or the whole dark zone is a huge post office, and anybody can just go batshit at any moment.
It feels to me like post-apocalypse would feel.
Oh
yeah, I mean,
you don't know. You see other people running around, but you don't fucking know what their motives are. It's scary out there.
I mean,
it's the first game to me that's really captured it.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I can imagine now post-apocalyptic New York. You walking down the street, a guy comes out, smiles at you, starts doing jumping jacks. It's one of those worlds. It's different, man, and this is something that we are truly solely lacking in the home console space. Very seldom do we have multiplayer PvP experiences that feel like this.
Yeah.
You gotta remember too, when all the actual content is there, you're gonna have like remote turrets. You're gonna have them stupid bitch bombs. I guarantee they're gonna be bitch bombs. I 100% guarantee you. You're gonna have all kinds of different tech that's there for everyone to use, and not to mention your perks and everything else. It's gonna get nuts in there.
I don't know if you guys covered this. I'm sure Briar on some level has, but I was really intrigued by all the different mods. All the different weapons and gear that you can equip.
They kill it with the gun mods, don't they? It's like Call of Duty times 10.
I didn't even notice that until today. Today I did my first mod this morning, and then I started looking through all the stuff that I had for mods, and I went to the guy inside the medical facility and bought more mods. I was like, what? This is insane.
Yeah.
I don't think this is one of those games where very few people are going to have the same loadout and setup as you. And it's going to be that situation where your game is going to be tailor-made to your playstyle. And that, to me...
Did you get gear that was for a gun that said it was used already? It said like I got a grip and I got a silencer. It was a level 8. It was really high, but it said it was used already.
Oh,
so like
really?
I bet you can like use something to make it that actual level or something.
Wow.
I mean, the amount of different like grips. Just look at the grips, right? Like these are just the things that go on the foregrip of a weapon, like an auto rifle or a small machine gun or a submachine gun, or a light machine gun. It's like there's got to be a half dozen just different variety of grips. Then there's like the lasers, and this is just in the beta, and they all come with different stats as you get better quality gear, like as you go from white to green to blue, and even you can get, there are legendary drops in this game. I haven't seen any, but I've heard about them.
Wow.
Purple drops.
That guy had one. He had a pistol.
Yeah.
It was 5,577 DPS.
That's insane. That must have just melted people.
Yeah.
But like, it's amazing. Like small differences in those grips. Like you can get 5% extra horizontal stability, so it just keeps your gun from wavering when you're shooting. So it's just got a straight vertical recoil, and it makes it so much easier to use that gun. Just 5%. So imagine as we start getting better gear, as we start getting those legendary, I'm using Destiny speak here. As we start getting the purple drops and the yellow drops, like what are those going to do? Like these things are going to be laser beams or what? Because there's a lot of recoil on the guns right now.
Yeah.
I mean, just insane. Did you guys get a chance to check out that safe room with the vendor in there who's got 2 yellow guns?
Yes, I did.
One's a shotty, right? One's a shotgun?
One's a shotgun. I did not get a chance to check that one out. I heard it was not that good, so I went right after the it's like an M4 variant, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I think it's badass. One clip takes down a opposing
anybody.
It's way too powerful.
Bomb.
It's yeah, but you got to think it's unbalanced because nobody's got any yellow armor, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So everybody's running around with low armor, but high impact weapons.
Yep.
It's fun, man. The game, I'm really enjoying it. I love that feeling of never knowing what's around the corner in the darkness zone. I like the darkness zone much more than I like the PvE.
Yeah, me too. I mean, this honestly has to be some of the most fun I've had in a multiplayer game. This is just everything I want. Like, it's dynamic, it's fun, it's unpredictable so many times too. Like, especially at those extraction zones, there will be that one guy sitting back, and I'm in a group of friends, and I'm like, this guy is sketchy, watch him. Then everybody goes to extract their loot. Sure enough, he deploys a grenade, blows everybody up. He goes rogue, we're all gunning him down. Suddenly, more people come in, and they start shooting people up, and it's just this massive firefight. And then AI spawn in, and it just goes nuts. And
the AI spawns in, and the extraction is happening, and there's a firefight.
It's crazy.
So, have you guys been to that parking garage extraction zone?
Yeah, that's the best
on the
one.
rooftop.
I think that's the funnest one.
I was up on a rooftop above that, looking down on it, and there were some rogue agents there. So I'm just pecking away at these rogue agents with my sniper rifle, and they're really pissed because apparently none of them had a sniper rifle, so they're trying to get me back with assault rifles. Their grenades wouldn't reach. Nothing they had would reach me. So I'm just like, it takes me 3 shots to kill somebody with my sniper rifle, and I'd hit them once, twice, and then they'd hide behind cover. But then all of a sudden another squad rolls up and just wipes them all out. It was awesome. It's a fun game, man. I'm really excited for the full version. Really worried about what the end game is going to be. Really worried about it. Because if it doesn't have a lot to offer, like after you're done with the story, like what's going to be the reason to keep playing?
The fall-off rate's going to be extreme if they don't. You know, it's going to be like high, and then just a plummet because you got to look as, okay, everyone complains about how Destiny took things out of the game or whatever the fuck they did. It doesn't matter anymore. Guess what? The game has stayed alive for 2 years. It's stayed alive. Like, that's unheard of in the gaming community. And then you have other games that are attempting to do that with the Division. Are they going to succeed or are they going to fucking flop, you know?
I don't know. I could say right now I'm really looking forward to getting the retail release.
I can't wait. This game is so
Will I be
fun.
playing it 2 months after that retail release? I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm getting the gold version of it, so I'm hoping that it sticks around for a while. If not, I'll be playing DLC by myself, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I didn't like about the Dark Zone was that it's really segmented. Like, you all have to be the same level to kind of join the same...
That's frustrating.
You have to be on the same server as well.
I hope they fix that.
Yep.
I mean, I can see why they do it because they don't want level 8s running around with level 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're all like, I wish, because then it would be awesome to bring in, like, say you're like a max rank in the Dark Zone. It's like, hey, let me bring in my friend. He hasn't been to the Dark Zone yet. Like, what? Let me do that. I want to play with everybody, and that's frustrating. And I feel like there's got to be a way around this. Like, they can figure that out.
Not to mention the door thing. Like, I get it's not going to be like that in the real game, but when you go to a purple door and it's like you can't go out the other way in the beta, it's like, I'm stuck here now? Like, what the fuck? I got to go back out this door and run all the way to the other door?
Yeah.
I'm not getting out of here. I might as well just restart my system.
Did you guys see that, the glitch where if you leave the area that's in the beta, in the Dark Zone, you basically get despawned and respawned into a safe area. So if you're a rogue agent and you've got a bunch of guys on you can just run out of the beta and get respawned into a safe area. And just wait your rogue agent out.
Did you see that video I put on Twitter?
No, I'll have to check that out.
It's I'm posted. I'm at the Dark Zone door and I'm waiting to go through the door, and I die. Random. I'm sitting there posted, and I just fall to my death. And I'm like, what the fuck happened here, man? I'm like, I don't know. So I posted to let like Ubisoft know, like, yo, I don't know why this happened. Fix it before the game comes out, or else this is...
It is still a beta. For the most part, I find it runs pretty well. I did have a couple of hiccups. I got stuck on a piece of geometry. I had to basically reboot the game to get off of the geometry. And today, while I was playing with you, I actually had the game crash right out. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had little glitches too.
So no big deal.
One time I was in a firefight with a guy, and basically what happened is I was gonna, he was rogue. I was gonna shoot him. I basically got stuck, and I couldn't fire at him. I couldn't move, and he basically just shot me, and I was just standing there, and I was so upset. That was a weird glitch, but that'll definitely be fixed.
It hurts to lose that gear.
Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing. You don't have that it's almost like an adrenaline rush, like no bullshit. When you're running with good gear and you're like trying to keep that, and then these guys are coming after you, it's like, oh man, what the fuck? I'm actually fighting for a reason now instead of being like, oh, I have my gear now, I can go back to tower, you know?
Yeah, Justin, you remember we were hunting down a rogue guy. There were like 10 people chasing him. They were coming down all kinds of streets. We were gunning that.
Yeah, that was nuts. There was one guy that was rogue. One guy, and he runs down the street, and I swear to God, there was at least 10 dudes running down that street after him.
It was amazing. I was dying laughing. It was so funny. I just felt so bad for the guy. I'm like, oh man.
You know what always invariably happens though is people accidentally shoot each other in that situation because people are like weaving in and out of like other people's fire. So all of a sudden somebody will be rogue who doesn't mean to be. So if you stay in the back of that pack, you just murk that dude who went rogue by accident, and you get like all his shit. And you don't have to even worry about going rogue.
You'll find out that a lot of people will not even shoot you. If you're like in their group and you're shooting at the one dude and you shoot a guy by accident, say you go rogue, a lot of dudes will just be like, forget it, I'm going to waive that, I'm not even going to shoot you, and we'll go kill this dude, which is
smart. I am not that guy. I am ruthless.
You shot me, huh? You shot me?
The other thing is, you have to shoot them like quite a bit. Like one bullet, it's okay. Like, you know, they'll kind of forgive you. You won't go rogue for that. That's why they're helpful. Just
it'll give you a little bit of a warning first. But if you're using a sniper rifle, you go rogue right away.
Oh,
one bullet does it.
Okay.
One headshot, and that guy's pretty much pissed off at you. I like how all the guns feel too. Like the sniper rifle is super fun to use. You know, it doesn't have a whole lot of aim assist. So you actually have to aim the gun. I usually don't like third-person shooters as much because they feel slow-paced. And in PvE, it does feel pretty slow-paced. But in PvP, it's fast and furious.
You turned up your sensitivity?
Oh yeah, you have to.
Oh yeah, you have to.
It's super slow.
Yeah, I highly recommend like half and above on everything. As long as you turn half and above, you're good. Also, did you notice that you can have like 5 different assault rifles, and every assault rifle will have a different reticle. Not like when you're aimed, the reticle will be different, which is kind of crazy. Like I had one that was a square, one that was a circle, one that was a triangle. Like it was insane. I was like, that's actually genius because it's like little things that are adding to
without
the gun.
The scope, you mean?
Yep. Yeah, without the scope. If you're shooting from your shoulder, like I've had 5 different assault rifles and all of them had different symbols.
Oh, cool! I didn't realize that.
That is neat.
I do like how you can scope into. You can buy a scope, put it on your rifle, and then you can click into aim in, and you can have like that long range shot. It makes it much easier to hit stuff because there is a lot of recoil in this game.
Oh hell yeah!
Are you guys using the LMGs at all? Those things kick like mules.
No, I haven't.
They kick a lot at first.
Because I watched your video and you were shooting one, and I was like, well, I'm never going to use those.
I'm like,
I found a purple LMG that was pretty good, though. It has a lot of initial kick, but it's just like for a second, and then it stabilizes, and it's pretty easy to control.
Oh, you found a purple?
Yeah.
How'd you find it? In the Darkness Zone?
No, I bought it. It was.
Oh, you bought it?
It was like 1,000 points, I think, maybe a little more than that. Really good weapon, though. Really liked it. It has a 100-round clip. It was really good.
And then you put extended mag on it, and you're like, you feel like you shoot for a half an hour.
You're Rambo. Yeah, I know.
Literally. We got anything else we want to say about the division before we get into about 9 minutes worth of news?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, right. We're gonna pound.
Oh my God! Is this show almost over?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the division sucks up a lot of time, aka my whole weekend.
Yeah, seriously. I'm planning on jumping back in after this too.
Me too.
I'm really enjoying it.
Getting back on. I love that beta. It's so good.
Like I said though, I'm really concerned about what the end game is going to be. Like once you run through that story, once you level up your agent, like what's going to be there for you?
Like I told you, Briar, when you hit level 30, which is going to be the cap for the initial game, the Dark Zone is going to switch. They said the whole Dark Zone is going to switch when you're level cap. So I don't know what they mean by switching. I don't know what they necessarily get on. Like, obviously we know the Dark Zone goes to your level because every time you go in and you're a higher level in the Dark Zone, it gets switched. But they're talking about when you're a level 30 in the actual game, the Dark Zone itself will be switched for you. I don't know what they mean.
I wonder if it's purely a PvP kind of thing.
That would be awesome. That would be fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, there are different zones in the full game too for the Dark Zone. Like the one we have right now, that's purely, I think, a level 1 to 8. But then there's gonna be another one that's like 9 to 15. Like the next segment of the Dark Zones is gonna have different.
So you're gonna have a lot of dick bags out of your area then, huh? That'll be awesome.
There'll be different lobbies for 9 to 15, varying on your level. So there'll be stuff like that. I think there's gonna be 3 or 4 different total Dark Zone areas. We only have one. So.
All right, Robbie, you did find a news story about the Division, so we might as well open with that as far as news goes. And it's got, there's going to be 3 different paid extensions for the Division, and they all come with the gold.
Yeah, the gold version. Right? Yep.
Yeah, so $50, you get 3 expansions. The first one apparently is going to take place in Brooklyn, New York. The second one is going to be sort of an underground expansion. The third one, no details were given, but they said, along with all this, there's going to be free content updates, and then it seems like there might be, small other little paid things as well. So
do they spill the beans on what kind of content is going to be in these?
I think it's just gear. I think it's gear because if you go on their website right now, like I don't know if I told you, did I tell you, Briar? Where you can, you go on their website and you can sign up for Agent Origins or whatever, and you can get free gear right now.
Oh,
like
you
can
really?
Yeah, you can go do it on the Division website right now. It says Origin Intel. If you click on that, it'll like guide you to get the free DLC. But you get like 5 different suits. You get a bunch of different weapons, a bunch of different you get a fireman suit, I think. It's like a fireman suit, an aid suit. It's like a bunch of different stuff. But all that gear, I think that's what they mean by free DLC. That they're gonna give you like even if it's like cosmetic shit, okay, fine, whatever. It's free. I don't give a damn, as long as I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, that's all cool stuff. I like that stuff. It's like it changes up, what I'm looking for. It gives me a reason to go out there and start looking again. And as far as paid DLC, like what's going to be in the season pass, like I'm hoping a lot of that is endgame content, right? It's like it's there to extend the lifespan of the game.
Yeah, not hey, you can do this at a level 1,
Yeah.
where you're just walking through it, which I don't know, like with the whole raid thing, I'd anticipate it being involved in the raid type environment of the game, not just like one or the other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. I want to do like a deep dive into like what they've talked about as far as endgame goes, because it feels like it's a real mystery to me, and I'd like to know a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even if the game doesn't necessarily last like a year or something, like I'm still so sold on it. I mean, I've had so much fun in this beta.
What version are you buying?
I think I'm going to be getting it primarily on Xbox One. I might get PS4 as well. We'll have to see.
I'm getting PS4 for sure.
I'm
sure.
getting a PS4
I think I'm
as
probably
well.
getting both because this is going to be a game you want to play with friends. So I'm going to get probably for both. But yeah.
I thought about getting them both, but I don't know that I'm going to want to put in the time. Sometimes I play with the idea, leveling up an Xbox One Destiny Guardian. I'm like, God damn, I just don't want to go through all that.
That gets so boring. Yeah,
again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just find the grind to level 20 is so boring in Destiny, just doing it over again.
It's better now than it was in year 1.
Because you can pay for it. That's why.
No, that's not better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
All right, what else we got for news?
New job listings at Google suggest the company is working on its own VR hardware / headset.
So is everybody. That's going to be...
Yeah, that's going to be the new fad now. It's going to be like the big trend in technology. If you're a company, come out with VR. And then you know what? Everyone's going to do it, and then Apple's going to come out with it, and you're going to be able to smell the shit you're seeing.
It's going to be made out of chamfered edges and aluminum bezels.
Yeah. That's funny you say that, though, because there's also a rumor in our news as well, close to the bottom, that Apple is also working on a VR headset.
Of course they are. Microsoft's got one in the works as well, so everybody does.
Pornhub's got one, too.
Who? Pornhub? That's the one I want. Sony has merged the hardware and software sides of PlayStation into a single company now called Sony Interactive Entertainment.
I don't know if this will change much. I think this is basically just them internally, like, shuffling papers, like, putting everything together. I mean, I don't know if this will...
They need to merge their servers with Microsoft servers. You know what I'm saying? They need to do. Fuck merging any company with Sony.
I did find this is weird news because it really isn't going to affect us much, but
it won't. No.
It was one interesting thing is that the software side controlled the servers, like the PlayStation Network, and the hardware side controlled the PlayStation. So those two divisions didn't actually communicate as much as they should have. So this puts them all under the same roof. So hopefully the PlayStation Network
make it better, yeah.
gets better, and I think it's got room to breathe. You know, it's got room to improve for sure.
Yeah. This might even be something like, who knows, maybe in terms of their first-party development, maybe this would incorporate more network stuff into it. I have no idea, but we'll have to see how it works. I mean, I think this is pretty small for the most part. This is them just putting everything together. Yeah.
All right.
But still something to discuss. Oh, and he's gone again.
He's not having good internet tonight.
That sucks.
New beta details co-op mode have been revealed for Homefront: The Revolution.
Yep. So I think the beta runs from February 11th to the 15th, I believe. So mid-February we'll be getting that, as well as there's a co-op mode. It's a 4-player co-op. I guess it's just going to be like Horde and stuff like that. I can't wait.
So the campaign itself isn't 4-player?
I don't think so.
No, I was just wondering because I know the last one was, and that's the only reason why I bought it was for that reason.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think this is its own co-op mode. I believe that's what it is. But I'm really looking forward to this game. I mean, the first Homefront was good. Not great, but this seems like it's under a better studio that can just do it better. Even though they've had a lot of financial troubles with this game, but I feel like it's come together.
Xbox One exclusive game Quantum Break has been rated for PC. I guess it's not that exclusive, huh?
Yeah, no more. If this happens, I hope Microsoft doesn't do this because just you need exclusives to sell a console. Don't put it on PC. Like,
I don't know. For Microsoft, though, putting a game on Xbox One and PC,
I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
So why wouldn't you?
It's not like it's on PS4. I guess that's the point.
Yeah,
they don't want it on Sony's platform.
Yeah.
And even then, more people getting to play that game, I'm sure it's going to be really great. Remedy's a good studio, and they've made a lot of good games.
Alan Wake was amazing, so I don't see them fucking up any game really.
Yeah. Wow, we're flying through this. All right.
Star Wars Battlefront Season Pass has been detailed. What are the details?
All right. Let me open
Wait, didn't this game come out like 3 months ago? Why is the Season Pass only now getting detailed?
Because EA, Briar.
a lot of it had to do with the whole movie thing too, because they weren't sure if they were going to bring Force Awakens content into the actual game or not, so they were waiting.
So people bought the season pass without knowing what was going to be in it?
Yep, and that's exactly what happened, and then they hold them, telling them that there will be no Force Awakens DLC.
I know. I hate when they do that. So, okay. So anyways, the first major expansion for this game, because there's going to be 4 expansions in this season pass, will arrive in March, called Outer Rim. Basically, it'll allow you to fight among the factories of Celeste as well as inside Jabba's palace in Tatooine.
So 2 maps?
Yeah. Next pack is scheduled for the second quarter of 2016 and will take place in the Cloud City of Bespin. That's awesome. Third quarter of 2016 will have the third DLC release will take place in the Death Star, and the final DLC pack is only a release date of early 2017.
So we got 4 maps planned in the next year.
Is that everything, or they have more coming? I'm assuming they have to.
Maybe
they
that's
have
just
to.
They have to, or that's a total ripoff, man.
Those locations sound cool, but that game was super light on maps to begin with.
This just feels like them holding it back. It really does. Like, this just depresses me.
Not only that, but DICE usually does 2 maps, 2 guns, and then 2 different game modes for every DLC. That's what they've done forever. So I wonder if they're going to do the same with this, or if it's a whole nother world, but we'll see.
Yeah.
They did just release a weapon update for that game, which I think people are taking positively. I don't still play that game, so I'm not still in that.
They nerfed the gun that was pretty much the molester of that game.
Oh my god!
That light machine gun that could kill people from like a mile away.
Yeah, it was like a sniper rifle that had infinite bullets. Like, what?
Oh, was that one?
Yeah.
I took advantage of that one.
I mean, that game is still super fun. Like, I love playing it every now and then. It's a fun game. It's really good, and it sucks because DICE made a great game, and I think EA is the one who.
I somewhat
ultimately
disagree.
will.
I think they almost made a good game.
I
Almost
think-
made a great game. They made a
a really good casual shooter. That's what they did. Like
Yeah.
anyone could pick that game up. Like which is smart because you want the guys that watch Star Wars that aren't necessarily hey I play MLG fucking shooters all day like to come and play their game, which is smart. It's
But there's no
smart.
depth and there's not enough maps.
Yep. Yeah. It's the Titanfall thing, man. It has the same problem Titanfall had.
Yeah.
No maps, no guns, no unlockables. Like it's
Yeah.
very slim.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've said they're going to be doing a Battlefront 2 as well, I just hope, once again, it's like with a lot of these games, it seems like we need more content. Just put enough in there so people want to stay and keep playing.
I think eventually they're just going to have to start charging more for these games.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I agree. If you're gonna
The
give me a
season
full
pass is
game
gonna
for
go
$100, I'd rather pay $100 for a game I'm gonna play for the whole year than pay for a season pass that you don't know what the hell is in it yet.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what I like. I like playing a game for a year. I like
Yeah.
having a deep dive into a game. I don't like a game that lasts me 2 weeks,
Yeah. Especially when you put out a
If it's a
season pass and you're
multiplayer
like,
game,
especially
If
a
it's
multiplayer game.
yeah, if it's a multiplayer shooter or some kind of like big environment where it's like, okay, you're gonna play with your buddies, you're gonna go online, you're gonna do this. Okay, I'll buy a season pass for that. I'm not
Yeah.
buying a season pass for a single player game, you know.
especially when you release a
Unless I'm
season
really
pass.
into the
Witcher was an exception on that whole rule.
Yeah.
Platinum Games Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Manhattan has been revealed.
People are excited for this. And for
The
good
problem-
reason. It looks good.
The problem that they have with this is this isn't the Platinum that made Bayonetta, and a lot of people need to realize that. There's two different teams at Platinum, one that makes weird little niche games and one that makes the real game.
Like
So
Scalebound.
I don't know.
I will say
like,
graphically it looks pretty good.
oh hell yeah, I like the whole cell shaded, and it's 4-player co-op, which is going to be a
I also like
blast.
that.
What I don't understand is how Platinum, as a normal-sized studio, is doing so many goddamn games. They have Scalebound, they have Star Fox coming up, they have Nier Automata, they have this. And like
Oh, you got
every year they're
Star
releasing like
Fox-
3 games. How are they doing that with a
Star
studio
Fox
their
is made by
size?
half of Nintendo too. Nintendo
Still.
sent half their dudes there. Trust me, Nintendo's probably doing the bulk work on that game.
But still, they have so many projects they're doing at the same time, and they've been every year, the past couple of years, they've been releasing like
Well,
2-3 big games. I don't know how they do it.
people were
That's-
saying that's probably the reason why Scalebound got pushed till next year.
Yeah, 100% is the reason.
Yeah.
That's the one
Absolutely.
with the Beats Blackrock
Yep.
and
Yeah.
Dragon Rider.
yeah. It looks like Jet Set Radio meets Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that's the one.
The Last Guardian, but not for pussies.
I might
Yeah.
buy that game just because it looks so fucking bizarre.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it just because
It looks really good. I'm excited for it.
Nothing about that demo looked good to me. It just looked weird.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I'll admit
it's
the
like-
frame rate was bad. I'm glad they're taking the time to iron that
Oh
out.
yeah. I
The
bet you it doesn't-
1982 DeLorean is going back into production with around 300 cars to be made. They're only making
Woo!
300?
What? I
If
thought
I
I didn't
buy
know
one,
they were
right?
only making 300. I thought they were making them. I was like, okay, cool.
Hey,
300.
quit complaining. You're getting your DeLorean back.
I think the
Future
Back to the
DeLorean.
Future hype
missed out.
from the last few months
Yeah.
might have gotten a little too high.
They're gonna be like $500,000 because there's only 300 of them made.
Yeah, those things were shitty too. They were shit boxes. Bungie president steps down. The company has appointed a new CEO.
And this is why people are saying Destiny's Drive content might be because of this, which I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I don't think the
so.
president would have necessarily something to do with that though, because
No.
I think the content that they have would already have been done. You know what I'm saying? Before this was a choice. I don't know. Maybe that's beyond my head, but I think their content would already have necessarily been already made. You know, why don't release the shit to the people that love your fucking game?
The rumor about a week ago was that Destiny 2 had just got delayed. Like it was on track
Yeah.
for September 2016 release, but now it's off that track and
How
they're
far
pushing
off that
back.
track? How far?
The rumor is spring 2017.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So if
Division
that
can
rumor is
capitalize on
true, you can see why the board of directors might have said, "Okay, you are not driving the ship efficiently
Yeah.
enough."
You're fucking out, son.
So it lends credence to that rumor, in my opinion. The
Yeah.
fact that the president got canned, because it looks like he got canned. It doesn't look like he stepped down.
Well, then you got to look at it in the long run. That's necessarily good for Destiny in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're taking out the weakest link. You know, if you're the weakest link in the company, and they're gonna make it come out quicker or better.
Especially if
or
you're
whatever
the
they're doing.
CEO and you're the weakest
that
link.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to see this happen. You know, I don't think that company is getting managed properly, and I think that the board of directors see that as well.
Why doesn't
what's that?
Activision just buy them?
I think that Bungie doesn't want to be for sale. They just got out of Microsoft, right?
Well,
Remember, they were owned by Microsoft.
You're printing money. What does it matter? You're printing money at that company.
They are owned by
Sign a
Activision.
check.
No, they're not. They're published by Activision.
Yeah, they're published. They're not owned by them.
I thought they were owned. Okay.
No. According to sources, we already read this one. Apple has formed a team with the company to design VR hardware.
And it's
VR
gonna
is
be
the thing? Yeah.
It's going to be the best one, I think. I think they're going to come and bring it because they're
Spell.
taking their time. Everyone's going to do their release, and then they're going to be like, bang, here's the best one.
Yeah. Also, expect to see Beats VR. Expect to see, I don't know, name 3 like brands that you're aware of. Coca-Cola VR.
Pornhub VR.
Apple. We make the third best VR. You know, just like whatever. Everybody's
McDonald's is going to make their own VR headset. They're putting a Happy Meal.
Yeah, they're putting in a Happy Meal.
There you go. Everyone gets VR.
It'll be one of those click view vision things.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The red ones?
Yeah. Viewmaster.
Yeah.
I used to play with those as a kid a lot.
I was going to say, that's before your time, but damn, all right.
No. I mean, you know.
Those things are still around, huh?
Yeah? Well, they were. Not anymore. I guess I'm old, too.
All right. Fortunately, we lost Beastly for basically this whole
Internet.
podcast.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Beastly Gamer.
I'm going to find you. I'm going to go rogue on his ass.
That's right. You know what he's like, I don't want to do this podcast. I just want to play Division. He's out there right now ganking some rogue agents.
Yeah.
He's a sketchy guy in the extraction zone. He's like, oh, I don't know if I trust him.
They need to have that what's that thing? What's that scheming from Destiny?
That would be pretty good. That would be good. Because that's the guy does the evil. You're like, wait a minute, that doesn't help. I still don't know what the fuck you're up to. Like, what the fuck, jumping jacks? You're getting your cardio ready so you can gank my shit. That's what you do.
I'm warming up.
I am blasting you.
Stretching my calves.
Look, if you look at me, I'm blasting you. That's all there is.
Yeah.
If you walk toward me, I'm blasting you.
I got a square. You step in this square, I'm shooting you in the face.
This square is like the size of like 4 blocks, too. That draw distance, though, is pretty good. All right. 9 to 5, what do you got coming up this week? What are people excited about?
I'm actually going to start playing, probably this week, yes. I'm going to start playing... Hold on. Thought there was toys going off. I'm going to start playing Xenoblade and Mario Maker, actually. I got both of them, and I've been waiting to dive into them, clean up my backlog a lot, because I'm weird about having games on my shelf that I haven't beaten yet.
We got to start sharing levels for Mario Maker.
Oh, hell yeah. That'd be fun. I'm all for that. That would be a blast, actually, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Mario Maker on NX?
That needs to happen. Everything that's on the Wii U should be on the NX.
You know what we forgot to discuss? I just remembered this. Smash Brothers is rumored as an NX launch title.
Yeah, everyone knew about
Forgot
that.
to put that.
Why wouldn't they? They're still bringing like characters this week to the damn game.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Don't have the Super Ultra Deluxe Edition for NX.
They're doing that with that shooter that they made too, with the squids. Yeah, Splatoon.
Really?
They're supporting the hell out of that game. They're supporting the hell out of Mario Maker. Like they're doing a nice job supporting.
What they
their
need to
games.
do is bring all their top guns and put those on NX, and then release some games along with it. And it's done.
Mario, Zelda on NX. If Retro has enough time, get that on there.
I want Mario Maker on a portable console, man.
Holy,
my
that'd be nuts.
God.
That'd be nuts. You want to talk about selling units?
Oh yeah, that'd be the game I play on the couch for the rest of my life while I'm watching TV.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Maker.
Can you imagine that if it's a launch title for NX and then you can take the game between the portable and the home console?
Yeah.
Wow, that's that right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Which seems aggressive for Nintendo, so I would accept just a portable only one in replace. But if you can make it work with both, like it shares the level, so you can work on your level when you get home too, that'd be awesome.
10 million NXs sold.
I'm already gonna buy one, so it's like.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. I buy everything. Oh, you're releasing some new tech, and I think it's cool. I'm gonna buy it anyway.
I'm a sucker too.
It's got flashy lights. Cool, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
you mean got the
Division?
Division's gonna be on the NX? Oh yeah, I'll buy 2 of them.
Oh, that's too.
Dude, that's what ends up happening too. Is I do buy 2. Yep. Buy one up for the office and one down for the living room.
Yep.
All right, Robbie, what are you up to this week?
I don't know.
Hit me up if you play Halo. Shoot me a text.
Yeah, right.
Want to play some?
I like Halo.
I'll be playing a lot of games. I'll definitely be playing Halo 5. Yeah, I think so. And Division, of course, until beta's down.
Hey, you two are the only guys I know that actually play on Xbox. Most of my friends are all on PlayStation.
I play everything.
Yeah. You know.
All right, I'll be going back to Destiny, obviously, for the main channel for as far as YouTube videos go. But I've got a lot of Division gameplay saved up, and I want to talk about like the difference between regular leveling and Dark Zone leveling in that game. I want to get into more of the subtlety of like how that game systems work, and I'll probably do that over the course of the week or the next month or so.
I hope they tone that back a little bit, the leveling. Now that you mentioned that,
make it slower.
Yes. Yeah.
I
want it to be a little bit slower necessarily in the Dark Zone. The normal zone was like it was okay. It was okay in the normal zone.
The Dark Zone is cool because if you get killed though, you lose points.
That's very true. That's
very risk reward.
It's a gamble.
Dark Zone.
Yeah, I think they can tweak it even in the Dark Zone so you lose more. But if it's slower both ways.
What happens if you play through the whole campaign and then go into the Dark Zone? Do those AI members level to your level, or do they level to your dark? Okay.
Yeah, I think they do. I'll have to look into that. I remember going into that Dark Zone at first, actually, and those guys were much harder than.
Hell yeah, they were.
But my gear got a lot better too, so that might have been part of it.
Yeah.
When I first hit level 8, I had like green gear. By the time now I've got much better gear.
Blues and purples and shit.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this show, I think. Anything else we want to say? Yeah, man.
I like chicken nuggets.
Yo, baby. That's it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Pornhub and virtual reality. Bye, everybody.